All right, let's talk about MVP favorite Derek Carr. Okay, I don't know if he's going to win MVP, but through 2 weeks, he has been the MVP. Really good stuff here from Derek Carr. The entire Saints offense just playing great in this one, really, is the main takeaway. Carr's playing very well, and we'll get into it. But really, I mean, this Saints whole offensive unit just seems like a wagon at this point. And let's talk about what they're doing well. Starting off with the play you see on the screen, it's a zone coverage concept. And you see Rashid Shaheed's route going more over the middle, right? These are plays that you see teams run pretty frequently. You know, it's something that can get open kind of in between a gap in coverage, perhaps. You are going to run a play action, and obviously Kamara gets some extra attention. But here, I mean, you're going to see just how badly this fools the Cowboys. One of the players, the linebackers, just decided to start blitzing because he was already so out of position. That was his decision. And because of this, I mean, Shaheed is just wide open on this play. Shaheed ran a good route, and he's so fast he can get to his spot quickly. But, like, this is bad defense as well from the Cowboys, and that's what we're going to see a lot of is, and again, it's always hard to say how bad of defense is it because you have to give credit to the Saints, right? They really fooled Dallas with this play action. To me, I always kind of feel both. I feel like it's fair to say, you know, equal praise to the offense and equal blame toward the defense. I mean, you know, look at how open Shaheed is here. Carr makes that throw because you know Carr is going to make that throw. They're able to pick up you know, big gain there. I mean, this is, you know, really impressive stuff. And these over the middle routes, they weren't just working because the Saints are so good at this, like they can make this work anyway, but like they were getting wide open. Like this plays another one where it's going to be, again, you have a play action, you have this over the middle route. That's where Carr is going to want to look towards right here. So, okay, again, you know, these are plays that can work. It's Chris Olave running this route. And once again, you're going to see a great route ran by Olave, and then Dallas just not really being anywhere close to where they need to be to try and cover up a route like this. I mean, you have, you know, the two players over the middle of the field. There's a ton of space in between them. Still a really well-timed ball from Carr. But you also see Trayvon Diggs, who's, you know, kind of covering Olave the way Dallas usually likes to do it. They have a new coaching staff now, but the way that they usually like to do it is to have their corners be willing to cross the field on these types of plays. As of right now, though, I mean, Olave is a good like 8 yards ahead of him. This is wide open. I mean, this is great stuff from New Orleans and not great stuff from Dallas. And also watch this, you know, really good job in open space as well by Olave. So like, again, I can't help every time I watch these plays to say this was really good by New Orleans, and also what the hell was Dallas doing? I think that is something I consistently say, and I don't want to, like, when I criticize the Dallas defense, I don't want to take away from what the Saints have done, because what the Saints did was really impressive, but also, like, I mean, obviously you can't score 44 points without the defense also making mistakes. But let's go over here to a play that to me is just a straight up positive, and I almost wonder if this is something where, you know, I think with Derek Carr, people don't really talk about his arm strength that much. The guy does have a great deep ball, and that's, for whatever reason, that's not talked about much, but the combination of him and Rashid Shaheed has really worked well, and this is a great example of it, where it's going to be a two safety deep coverage. So for Shaheed's route, a deep shot, you don't typically expect these to, you know, happen. Like, you don't expect this throw to be made. And so when Carr takes the snap, I think Dallas is maybe a bit surprised Carr was willing to take this chance. He's a bit under pressure as well. There's both safeties covering Shaheed. But here's the thing is, like I said, Carr has a great deep ball, and Shaheed is so fast. You see Carr is able to hit that throw, and they're able to get a big completion. And this does a ton for the Saints moving forward, because not only can you occasionally hit on these deep shots and get these big touchdowns, which that alone is very good, but also now teams are going to have to really respect Shaheed's deep shots, and even with two safeties deep, they weren't respecting it enough. So the safeties are going to have to get even further deep. The safeties are going to have to play him even more off, and when you do that, it just opens up so much more over the middle, which is part of why I think some of these over the middle shots were working, because teams were, you know, Dallas was afraid of some of these deep shots hitting. The first two plays I showed were before this play, but still, it just goes to show how talented and how dominant the Saints could be in some of these situations. It's really good stuff. Moving over to a play like this, what's going to happen here is this is going to be Alvin Kamara running a route. It's just going to be a halfback screen, a harmless halfback screen on 2nd and 7, right? Well, one thing also worth noting is this is man coverage that the Cowboys are in. So not a lot of players will be looking towards Alvin Kamara right away. They're covering the guy they're supposed to cover. When this play begins, you're going to see that Carr is going to flip this to Kamara, and here's where I think I want to make sure that, here's where I think that the Saints really thrived. We can sit here and we can blame the Cowboys defense all we want, and we should. The Cowboys defense made some mistakes, but what good football teams do is capitalize on their opponent's mistakes. Typically, the way you run this screen pass, if you're a halfback, is you sort of wait for your blockers to get out in front. The only reason you would run ahead of them is just if you have to, if there's someone right behind you, which there kind of is, but Kamara definitely doesn't have to, full out sprint at this point. However, he chooses to anyway. Well, why? Because, first off, one of the defensive backs made a really bad angle towards him, but he also notices those guys over the middle of the field that could have been watching him weren't in position at that point. They were slow on reading the play. So for Kamara, instead of just kind of waiting for the play to develop, he realized, well, wait a second, if I go now, I have the speed to get by these guys. Again, a lot of running backs, if they did this, would be getting tackled right around here, but most running backs aren't Alvin Kamara. Watch Kamara just sprint by those players because you need a good angle if you're going to tackle Alvin Kamara. Just did not happen. That's just really good awareness from Alvin Kamara to see that and to make that work. Not great awareness by Dallas. They should have been over there. But again, mistakes are going to happen. Good teams capitalize on mistakes, and that's exactly what Kamara was able to do on this play. And hey, for Derek Carr, he feels pretty good about it. He gets nearly a 60-yard completion just by throwing a halfback screen. So those are always nice as a quarterback. As for the kind of one blemish on the otherwise really good day, there was an interception in this game. It's really not even a bad play, but I want to talk about it, right? I like to talk about the whole picture, not just the positives. These aren't highlight reels. These are film studies, right? So you see it's Chris Olave's route, again, this over-the-middle type play. Carr is going to take the snap and look in that direction, and he fires in that direction, and it's open. I mean, again, Dallas not doing a great job at covering these types of plays. You have an open player, and this is just going to be a bit off. Carr's throw a bit too far. Olave ends up tipping it up, which results in an interception, which you don't want to do. That's the last thing you want to do, and I get it. You're trying to make a play. You're not thinking about if you don't catch it, where will it end up? But because of the tip up, it results in an interception. Unfortunate break for just a slight miss throw there. Other than that, this was a really good day by the Saints. I mean, there was so much good happening here, and I do think this Saints team is legit. I think, okay, is Alvin Kamara going to end up with, nearly 200 yards and 4 touchdowns every game? Probably not. Is he going to be really good every game? Probably yes. I don't know if Rashid Shaheed is going to hit on a deep shot every game, but if he doesn't, it's going to be because of the extra attention that gets taken away, and therefore that can open up things over the middle for guys like, Chris Olave. I haven't even talked about the Saints defense yet, but it's something that has been playing very well. We kind of expected the defense to play really well, which is why I've made more film studies on the offense. But the offense, I think, is very good. I think it's going to continue to be very good. I think the Saints are a legit team. I'm buying Saints stock at this point. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.